You're loving doing these intros now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, so we are here with the finale of the BWN podcast. That was very unenthusiastic. Okay, we'll run it back.
It's the end.
Yeah, it is. Hello and welcome to the finale, the chapter 1 finale of the BWN podcast. The thing has genuinely been a shambles. We are Michaelish yet again, but yes, we're gonna have some fun. And today we've decided we're going to look on ahead to chapter 2. Hence why I think I'm gonna call this finale Tunnel Vision. That's how I'm gonna call this finale episode. So yeah, we have spoken in minor detail about chapter 2 in just meetings and things like that. But I think almost like airing a BWN planning session here, I think would be a good idea to talk about what we should actually expect.
And like who's returning in chapter 2?
No. As far as I'm aware, he's the only one who's definitely going to return. That's so far. Because on that rap party, the chapter 2 sign-ups will happen. So people who are interested in continuing, because I think by that point, obviously we'll be far from the chapter's end in terms of release. But I think by that point, people will have gotten a good enough sense of what BWN is and how bright the future will be.
They're just chapter 1.
They will be the legacy people of chapter 1. I'd say primarily Abby, because though Abby's not been very prominent outside of last year, she'll be known as one of the founding people.
Plus she was in Take 2 with the Matthew May show, remember? Like I know that was from a while back.
A very, very brief appearance, but yes, just trying to keep her in things. Aside from that, Evie has obviously been prominent on like Missed with movies and things like that and various other things. And now a little part on Build a Better World, trying to either transition out now. And Emily, kind of the same thing, but no doubt, I imagine there'll be more art house projects that Emily gets involved in. Sort of to help with us just work portfolio and things like that.
Yeah.
But so far, we don't know about Aliyah currently, we don't. But if I'm being completely honest, we haven't really spoken about it. But I know, at least from what you've been saying, that you're going to return.
I mean, 2's better than 1. Like it's better.
I would not be interested in starting from scratch. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, like at least we've still got like at least one person who was staying here after this. Yeah,
because it's and I'd rather have that for every chapter, where at least one person that gets introduced per chapter stays behind.
Yeah,
that's the
so like by the end of
chapter 10, you've got people from every era.
Yeah,
that's in the inner circle. And if people have dropped out along the way, then have them come back for chapter 10.
I was going to say that was something I was thinking about, like should we, when obviously if it's like Evie and Emily, should we like when we get chapter 10 maybe like see if we can actually find them and ask like, do you want to come back for one last big video?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that would be so hard really if we're massively successful, but
yeah.
The thing is though, a lot of it that is gone wrong with this chapter is, I'd say, 2 things. One is organisation, because I have, as always, I think I can do a lot more than I'm actually physically able to do. And I've been out of my depth, admittedly. And the other thing is faith. Given obviously the Benji Cooper crisis that went on in 2021, there's been a massive lack of faith in what we're doing, which is understandable in chapter 1, but cut to chapter 10, that I think that'll change.
Yeah,
ridiculously.
Well, obviously we already discussed, like, we thought we'd obviously, I think it was like one of the film team sessions, obviously when we sat down, we discussed and like realised, like we both, like what came to the realisation, like it never was going to happen at the scale we wanted it to, because obviously we just didn't have the resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, more than anything else, we didn't have the cast. We had some very talented people on board who were going to really deliver it, but deliver no more than like the capacity cast of the short films.
Yeah.
That not
just numbers as well.
The full feature film. To find the people of that calibre to fill out the rest of the cast, you just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But for what it's worth, I would have really, really enjoyed working with them. But so
I mean, at least we've got a lot of them in like videos and stuff like that. Like I know it's not the same, but at least they've been in like something.
They've been in at least something, yeah.
Yeah.
So and they're still in that table read.
Yeah.
So that's looking on to chapter 2. So we quickly do a quick fire thing, running through each division. So, Jigsaw Pictures. I will have made an announcement by this point that Benji Cooper Saga will not be in the state that it currently was at the start of the network. I'm going to really take a serious cut down to it now, and it could be as small as the trilogy. Now, honestly, it could. And all the other original ideas I had for the saga, I'll just make into their own BWN Studios projects.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much safe to say that in terms of divisions, Jigsaw Pictures will be the first to go at some point.
Yeah.
Probably at the end of chapter 3. That'll probably be the first one to end.
Yeah.
Because but as far as we know, the only thing from Jigsaw Pictures in chapter 2 that is on the way, plus marketing interviews and everything, is will be a third documentary capping out the trilogy of the production,
Yes.
really, of Ballad of a Broken Heart. And then well, we're not anymore, clearly. We're not keeping it a surprise anymore. Well, yeah, but and then the actual film itself, Ballad of a Broken Heart, whereas the second and third will be probably saved till chapter 3, sorry. It's sort of the events that inspired the real story. By the time it comes out in 2027, it will now be 10 years after after those events happened. So yeah. BWN Studios, I've got a load of ideas in the pipeline. BWN Music, again, loads of shit carries over from chapter 1. Most of the movies will continue as ever.
Wargame and Warlords is I plan on continuing doing that one because obviously I've already discussed
Yeah.
with me. I plan on just staying here.
We need to push production quality on that though.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm working on it because obviously we've got the loft deck out now and loads of
BWN News,
cameras.
BWN News, I kind of want to switch to weekly. I want to do it on a Sunday night, sort of introducing the next week of videos and it being almost like ITV News at 10.
Yeah.
Sort of giving it that kind of vibe. I want to do it weekly then, more in a studio setting. I'm trying to go in the order of which they were released. So then what's next? Yeah, it's the November Matthew May show. I want to try and get that weekly, but I'm not sure whether the monthly system works better with it.
Probably monthly because I mean it means that like this is gonna sound a bit of a strange
I mean, I wouldn't
thing.
go abroad it would probably be a special.
Oh, no.
It'd probably be a special once a month, but I wouldn't. But I mean, as in, I'd go places
Yeah.
and travel log.
I think this is probably going to sound like against logic at first, but it actually probably works better monthly, like views wise. Because if you think about it, if you release one every week, then it means that like, let's say you had like 100 views and they were like spread evenly. Oh, sorry, like you had 100 views and they were spread evenly. That would be like 25 a week. Whereas if you have one in a month, that would be exactly 100 on that one video. And it's like it like makes it like more special, if that makes sense for people to watch. Cause
Yeah, more like an event. More like an event. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I mean, Champions is going to be every week. If we just skip to that one, Champions is going to be every week. We're going to commit to that 100%.
Oh boy, there's some good Champions videos coming up.
Well, I have to say, in terms of Champions, and just in terms of the weekly system, any division that falls under the weekly system from the start of Chapter 2 on the 1st of January 2024, any that falls under the weekly system, it's like 192 weeks or something, Chapter 2.
Like how long it lasts.
So I'm just going to cap that up to 200.
Right.
Basically, we need 200 episodes for every weekly division. So Champions, when we brainstorm for Chapter 2, we need to come up with 200 episodes.
Yeah.
As in what's gonna work, and then maybe stack them up towards the end for the extra weeks.
Yeah.
Like have 2 on one night, and start to stack them up. Going back a bit, podcast will be in a much professional setting than this. I think we should keep it Mig and you, and get more people in, and guests and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm always fine if you want to like swap out or something like that, or like if you wanted to swap.
Oh,
out,
of course,
if I
yeah,
wanted to swap
of
out,
course,
like,
yeah.
if you
I'll
want-
always be here, but
like
yeah,
if there
that's
was one like me and Cam or something like that. I don't know.
yeah. And then I'm trying to backtrack again. So back to December 2021, right? Master players, that'll continue. I don't see anything really changing with that. Maybe an updated setup.
Game Central.
I'm just trying to go in order, so I don't
sorry.
forget them. It's fine, we'll get to that in a sec. Build a Better World, that is going to change dramatically. That's now, instead of the shambles that's been in Chapter 1, it's going to basically be a weekly episode of series now, rather than shorts. So, for example, Lego Minecraft Season 1, Lego Minecraft Season 2, and there'll be literally narrative stories based on the sets in those waves.
Yeah.
So season 1 will be based on wave 1 of Lego Minecraft, and there'll be around the sets in that wave. It'll be a stop motion literal series like Disney Plus.
Yeah. You know what it is about? I know we often like say, "Oh, chapter 1's been a shambles" and like stuff like that. But
oh no, it's definitely had good moments. It warrants itself as the origin of the network. It warrants itself, but at the same time, it's the origin of the network. The only way's up from here.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, obviously, we do sometimes say, "Oh, it's been a shambles in certain areas" and stuff like that. But the thing you've got to think of, I think that's actually more of a good thing than a bad, because like later on, when we're, I don't know, chapter 7 or whatever, if we wanted to like look back at it, you can like see the difference in like how far we've come, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're right. I have. For someone who thinks about the long game, that isn't something I really took into consideration.
Yeah.
Sort of looking back and just seeing the difference.
In all honesty, if it, just personally at least, even though it has at times been quite badly done, I have still actually like really enjoyed doing it. It's definitely been more good than bad for us, 100%.
Yeah. So, but moving to this year, the introductory ones this year, we've got Mr. Boogie. That'll continue as planned, I imagine.
Yeah.
Maester Reviews the same. War Game Wars have already discussed. Happy Talk, that will get a massive push, as in trying to really boost viewers on that, because that's probably been the most successful. I thought it would be one of the most. BWN Theatre, I haven't exactly decided where to go with that yet, but I'll try my best. And then going into May, we've done Champions. We talked about podcast. May some more. I'll pretty much go with an updated setup, I imagine, again. Game Central now. So, Game Central.
Sorry.
Sorry?
I was just going to say, I think, because didn't you a while back say something about Jake and Cameron?
What?
Didn't you say something a while back about Jake and Cameron leaving at the end of chapter 1?
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know, basically.
Yeah, I was going to say what we could do for that is, I know I said that, but what we could do is, like, because, let's be honest, I know it's not always the best, like, organising it, but when it does happen, like, it is quite good. I'd say...
Quite good, I think it's amazing. I think it's I think even more than Champions, because that's like a long haul physical shoot. Yeah. Game Central, I think, is the most fun to shoot out of any video.
Oh yeah.
That was absolutely hysterical, that shoot.
Oh, that
was so funny.
Brilliant.
That was so funny.
Yeah. I'd say what we do for Game Central is maybe like talk to Jake and Cameron, like either together or separately, I don't know, it's your call.
Yeah, then we'll figure out, because the thing is, the Champions were quite adamant about trying to keep it as close together and as a legacy as physically possible. But Game Central, that can be chopped and changed, really. As long as we have a team for an entire chapter, that's fine.
Yeah, I was going to say on that one, what we should probably do is talk to them and say, like, maybe say to them, like, we're fine keeping you on, but, like, you do need to, like, be, like, better at coming forward, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then, like, find out what their answers from there. Like, and if, like, neither of them want to continue on, maybe we need to find, like, 2 new people, because obviously me, you, and 2 others. Yeah. Or, like, if...
Because I didn't realise this until just there, but at the end of the day, it's 4 players. I didn't realise I had to play 4. As in all controllers being used. I didn't realise that was the perfect number for that division, but 4 players.
Or if like one of the other ones to keep on, maybe like keep the one that wants to stay on, and then we'd have to find like a 4th person to replace like whoever's left. But yeah, I think we should still like give them the chance to like at least say like, do you want to stick on? Because they are quite good, as we've said.
Cool. Yeah. So moving on, Division 19 will be BWN Sport.
Yes.
By which time it will have been introduced to people. There'll be sporting events almost like you're watching Sky Sports at least once a week. That's why I'm going to try and have some kind of sporting event. Maybe an on-running tournament where an instalment of it is each week.
Yeah.
It's almost like a series in itself. And then Fry and Peter Pan obviously will continue as well. As for the 10 divisions which we've opened in this chapter, but haven't come yet, that are going to debut in chapter 2. We've got Vertical Blue. I'm going to try and list this off in the right order. Vertical Blue, Being Prepared, Human Race of Many Colours, Hot Ballers, BWN Education, the BWN Foundation, Network Literature, BWN Games, BWN TV.
Those are the ones that have been introduced but aren't starting until chapter 2.
Yeah, I'm forgetting one. I'm forgetting one.
Education.
No.
Oh.
No, I've said that one.
Oh, right, sorry.
Radio Blue.
Radio
Blue. Right, but yeah, all of them, they've already pretty much been specified, and let's just say we're going to try and do the best we can. Obviously, introduce a chapter 2 standard for those by default.
Yeah.
They're not going to be sort of on the same level as the chapter 1 divisions when they first started out. But yeah, so I think when we'll look ahead to chapter 2 and just early ideas going forward, what are you thinking as we slowly start to begin the climax of chapter 1? What would you any words about the future or anything?
So like my division.
Yeah, to round out the chapter 1 season.
I'm trying to think. You know, I did actually have a video idea for once, just to make your torture even worse. Where have I ever told you about Warhammer World? I'm guessing no, and you look like you're gonna start punching us in the face by that.
It's not a theme park, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's not a theme park, but it's like there's a place down in like Nottingham that I went to actually only last year for the first time, where it's like it has like a bunch of like they have like 40k models there that like you can't get normally. Like
So it's like a convention.
Kind of, yeah. It's a convention that's like always there pretty much, and it has like
A theme park would have been better. Right, okay.
just like BWN just like Wargame Warlords Education Part 4, the end of the suffering of Matthew and me. And just the ultimate way to wrap up the PTSD.
Yeah, you don't know what education is yet, you lot. You don't. But basically, there'll be a trilogy of I would actually know, because in previous podcast episodes I've talked about it.
Yeah.
So I'll have to just edit the dates and stuff like that, and but anyway, yeah, there won't be a part 4. It'll be a contained trilogy and maybe something else. But yeah, so that's as for me for chapter 2. I just want to be in a place where it's kind of I'm happy to move on and be in a better position than what we were, and that's a very basic way of saying it. But for this division in particular, I can't wait to do it justice. So we've had 15 of these episodes. We've cut it short dramatically, but I'm not gonna lie, I think it's been quite a fun time coming in.
I was gonna say I have
this.
quite enjoyed talking about life.
Yeah, cool. So, obviously, I don't know if we've mentioned him by name, but thank you to head of the music tech department in the college who's let us come in, and there's a reason why I didn't say his name, but okay.
I mean, we could cut it, but
but yeah, there's
you didn't hear anything.
But yeah, so thank you for letting us in,
Mr. Music Man.
The music man. But yeah, thank you for letting us come in and doing this podcast. We tried our best. The mics didn't end up really working in the end, and we've had to use phone audio, but still, it's a nice little aesthetic space to do what we've done. So and thank you all for watching. If you have, obviously by the time this series comes to an end, it'll be a bit of a binge. The last 14 episodes pretty much coming in just close succession with each other.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you know, like the original like pilot episode of this, I've already rewatched it like thrice.
Yeah, well, yeah, anyway, but yeah, the 14 of them will pretty much be coming out in very close succession.
Yeah.
But we hope you've enjoyed this podcast, and if you have enjoyed it, then it's a long while away, but we hope you'll welcome us back onto your screens in the podcast in chapter 2. So yeah, that is all from myself and Big Dan on the BWN podcast. Thank you all for watching, and as for this division in particular, we'll see you in chapter 2. Goodbye, thanks for watching. This has been the BWN podcast.